He survived wars. He survived prison. He survived more than 40 years inside Hezbollah's ranks. The United States accused him of helping kill American soldiers. Israel called him one of Hezbollah's most dangerous commanders. After decades in the shadows, Ali Musa Daqduq is dead, and the IDF is claiming one of its biggest kills yet. The Israeli military says it has killed senior Hezbollah commander Ali Musa Daqduq in a precision strike south of the Litani River in southern Lebanon, describing him as one of the organization's most experienced operational leaders. In a statement released on June 14th, the IDF said Dakduk held a series of senior positions within Hezbollah over 4 decades and played a central role in directing attacks against Israel, IDF soldiers, and American forces in Iraq.
Eliminated. Ali Musa Daqduq, a senior Hezbollah commander who held a series of 5 senior positions within Hezbollah. Daqduq played a central role in advancing terrorist attacks and combat operations against Israel and IDF soldiers. In 2007, he orchestrated the kidnapping and murder of 5 American soldiers.
Daqduq's career included serving as a bodyguard and security commander for former Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah, as well as leadership roles in the elite Radwan force, Hezbollah's infantry branch, and the organization's operations directorate. The IDF also said he was the founding commander of Hezbollah's so-called Golan terrorist network, a unit responsible for establishing military infrastructure in Syria and along the Israeli border. Israeli ambassador to the United States Yechiel Leiter announced Daqduq's death before the military formally released its confirmation.
This is Ali Musa Daqduq, a senior Hezbollah commander. Dakduk was eliminated by the IDF as he led the fighting for Hezbollah in South Lebanon. He will no longer terrorize U.S. troops nor the peoples of Israel in Lebanon.
Dakduk joined Hezbollah in 1983 and was later sent to Iraq in 2005 after Iran requested Hezbollah's assistance in training militias fighting coalition forces. U.S. officials accused him of helping organize some of the deadliest attacks against American troops, including the 2007 operation that killed 5 U.S. soldiers. He was captured by British Special Forces in Iraq, transferred to U.S. custody, and later handed over to Iraqi authorities. Despite U.S. objections, Iraq released him in 2012 after acquitting him of charges. The IDF described his killing as a significant blow to Hezbollah's senior command structure and to one of the group's most experienced operational planners. In the final hours before a ceasefire took hold in Lebanon, Israel did not ease up. On Thursday, the Israeli military launched one of its most concentrated single-day campaigns of the entire conflict, striking roughly 300 Hezbollah targets across the country. Rocket launchers, command centers, weapons depots, all hit within a span of 24 hours. When the dust settled, the IDF said more than 150 Hezbollah operatives had been killed. Among the dead was Ali Reza Abbas, the commander of Hezbollah's Bint Jbeil sector in southern Lebanon. The IDF confirmed his death on Sunday. What made this significant was not just who he was, but what his death represented. Abbas was the 4th person to hold that same command role to be killed by Israel since Operation Northern Arrows began in the fall of 2024. 4 commanders, same position, same outcome. Before Israel made any official announcement, word of Abbas's death had already spread through Lebanese social media. Supporters circulated an obituary that called him a great jihadist commander. A reporter for Hezbollah-affiliated Al-Manar TV shared a message on X attributed to Abbas's own grandson, praising him. Hezbollah's official channels stayed silent. Ali Reza Abbas was not a recent recruit. He had spent more than 4 decades inside Hezbollah, rising through its ranks to become one of its most operationally significant figures. He was from the village of Barish, near Tyre, in southern Lebanon, and by most accounts he had received advanced military training in Iran. After Hezbollah's operations, Chief Ibrahim Akil was killed in 2024. Abbas was reportedly chosen as his successor. He was described by those who followed his career as a central figure in reorganizing the Radwan force, Hezbollah's elite unit, during some of its most intense confrontations over the past 2 years. His death is part of a much larger toll. Since hostilities with Lebanon escalated following renewed rocket and drone attacks on Israel, the IDF says it has now killed more than 1,800 Hezbollah operatives in Lebanon. That number alone tells a story about how deeply this conflict has cut into the group's military structure. The ceasefire is now in effect, but the question hanging in the air is whether an organization that has lost this many commanders, this much infrastructure, and this many trained fighters can reconstitute itself the way it has after past conflicts. That answer will shape what this region looks like for years to come. Despite Israel's military ravaging campaign that has killed some of Hezbollah's most senior commanders and degraded much of its arsenal, the group is still standing. And the reason, according to a Western intelligence report, is simple. The money has not stopped flowing. Analysts estimate Hezbollah currently needs around $50 million every single month. That covers salaries, weapons, and crucially welfare payments to the families of fighters who have been killed or wounded. It is that last part that keeps recruitment alive and loyalty intact. Since 2025 alone, the group is believed to have received close to $1 billion from Iran. The intelligence report is blunt about where that money originates.
Most of the Iranian budget stems from revenues of the Iranian state and security forces derived from oil sales primarily to China, and is transferred back through shadow banking mechanisms designed to circumvent sanctions.
In plain terms, Iranian oil goes to China. The money circles back through front companies in Hong Kong, the UAE, and Turkey, and then Lebanese businessmen move it the rest of the way to Hezbollah. The report names several individuals at the heart of this operation. One of the principal figures is a man identified only as Hassan K., who runs gold companies in Lebanon and Dubai. According to intelligence analysts, he has transferred hundreds of millions of dollars to Hezbollah through a Turkish exchange house, using a combination of air couriers and overland routes through Syria. That is notable because Syria's new authorities have been cracking down on Hezbollah activity since the fall of the Assad regime in December 2024. Yet parts of this pipeline, the report suggests, still run through the country, with a Syrian company and even the Syrian central bank reportedly facilitating transfers. Then there is Mohammed Noureddin, who heads an exchange house called Trade Point International. The US Treasury designated him back in 2016 for supporting Hezbollah. That same year, France arrested him on money laundering charges. He was released and returned to Lebanon. According to the analysts, he is still at it, now working alongside a Syrian exchange house called Al-Ansaf. A separate Western intelligence source told Euractiv that inside Iran, the most important financial operator is Abdallah Saifuddin, the brother of Hashem Saifuddin, Hezbollah's former number 2, who was killed in 2024. Abdallah oversees funding streams that stretch from Chinese state banking relationships all the way to drug trafficking revenues in South America, the United States, and Europe. What makes this particularly striking is that despite his role, Euractiv has learned that Saifuddin has at times served as a point of contact for European diplomats. In 2016, he met with Michael Claw Berchtold, then Germany's ambassador to Iran, and maintained regular contact with other EU representatives. At the center of Hezbollah's domestic financial structure is the Al-Qard Al-Hassan Association, a Hezbollah-run institution operating since 2007 and designated by the US Treasury that same year. It functions like a bank, pooling Iranian transfers with deposits from Shia communities in Lebanon and abroad, and then paying out salaries to Hezbollah's military wing while financing arms procurement. The intelligence report does not mince words about what this means for Lebanon.
The mere fact that AQAH continues to function gravely damages the Lebanese state and its reputation. It prevents the country's financial system from rehabilitating itself and from building a viable and effective framework.
The institution is now one of the central obstacles to Lebanon being removed from the Financial Action Task Force's grey list, which in turn is blocking billions in post-war reconstruction funding. And yet, the Lebanese government has so far declined to shut it down, stopping short even of declaring it an unauthorized entity. Turkey and the UAE have recently begun tightening scrutiny of financial transfers linked to Lebanon, and UAE authorities have arrested a network of gold and cash smugglers, allegedly working on Hezbollah's behalf. But the network, as this report makes clear, keeps finding new paths. The money for now keeps moving.